right, guys. So in this lesson, we're actually going to do some exciting. I think it's exciting because I love doing voiceover stuff. So this is adding a voiceover to our news feature. All right. I'm going to show you a couple ways to do this. But the first thing we need to do is we need to come up with a script. So I actually use Chat GPT to write a lot of my scripts and stuff. And you guys can't be on your phones, so I don't want to tell you to use ChatGPT. But what you can do, okay, what you can do, if you guys go to Microsoft 365, okay, and you sign into your Copilot, okay, you sign into your account using your school account. You can actually. So this is Copilot. Copilot is an AI. Okay, I don't know if you guys are gonna have access to this, but one thing you can do is you can just type in here. I am writing a voice over script for a news feature about a food stand called Pineapple Whip. It needs to be about 10 seconds long, and is going to play before customer interviews. Please ask any clarifying questions. And then, just like ChatGPT, it'll come up and come up with an answer. Okay. Okay. But I've already used it, and so this is the script I've come up with here. You can feel the excitement, lines forming, cups in hand, and that swirl of pineapple whip everyone's talking about. For fairgoers, it's more than a treat; it's a tradition. So that's going to be our first voiceover. The second voiceover I want you to do. So we're actually going to do one. So this is our first one here. Boom, one. And then two is going to be our outro. Okay, two is going to be our outro. It's going to it's just going to be your name. So you're going to say, this is Matthew Glover with TSZ News signing off. And that's it. And I want you to say that verbatim. This is your name here. So your name with TSZ News signing off. And that's it. Okay. So we're going to record this. All right. So there's two ways that we could do this. The first one, so one thing I want to do is before we do anything, I want to clear these in and out points because I don't need them anymore. Right. The way that we're going to do this is we're going to right click on, see this area is like highlighted. We're going to right click on it and we're going to click clear in and out points. And then it gets rid of those. Okay. I do want you to use the microphones. I have a ton of these little microphones. And once you're at this point, ask me for a microphone and I'll give it to you. It's a USB microphone. You simply plug it into the back of the computer. And you want to make sure that when you're recording with it, it's like that, like the voice thing is, it's selected. So you go to like your Apple system preferences, sound or audio, and then you want to make sure that your input is USB audio, and that lets you know that you're using the USB microphone. Okay, and in here, if you go to Premiere Pro, preferences, audio hardware, your default input should be at USB audio. If it's not, then just click USB audio and it'll change it. It's just letting you know, hey, this changes the way that you map your audio, blah, 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 blah. Just click yes. And now you know that you're using your USB audio microphone. Cool? All right. So I'm going to start my voiceover right here after Zach says his thing. So right here in this black area. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to do this internally inside of Adobe. Okay. So I want to mute my audio because if I don't, I'll do it without the audio and you'll hear what it does. Okay. So I want my voiceover to play on track 2. So I'm going to click this little microphone. You can see when I hover over it, it says voice over record. So I'm going to click on that.
Still used to this day, and I guess the rest is history.
Oh, man. See what it does? So that's why we want to mute it, just for now. Just for now, we want to mute it so that it doesn't do that, because that's what that is it's feedback. Because it's the computer is hearing its own audio, and it creates this feedback, and you don't want that. So just mute your mute the audio on your computer. The way that you do that is the F10 button should have a little speaker that doesn't have any noise coming out of it, and that's your mute button. Okay, so just look for your mute button on your keyboard. That's what you want to click, and then it mutes the audio. Okay, so now let's we're going to click our voiceover, and then we're going to 3, 2. You can feel the excitement, lines forming, cups in hand, and that swirl of pineapple whip everyone's talking about. Fairgoers, for fairgoers, it's more than a treat, it's a tradition. For fairgoers, it's more than a treat, it's a For fairgoers, it's more than a treat, it's a For fairgoers, it's more than a treat, it's a tradition. It's a tradition. This is Matthew Glover with TSZ News, signing off. All right, so now we have all those recorded. Now let's listen back to it. You heard I made a bunch of mistakes. You can feel the excitement, lines forming, cups in hand, and that swirl of pineapple whip everyone's talking about. Fairgoers. So the way that we're going to take care of those is we're just going to do just like we do with all this stuff up here. We're going to make some edits, okay? And I'm going to use my razor tool. So I press the C button on my keyboard, and now I have my razor, and I'm going to go back and forth really fast. I'm going to be clicking C and V to go back and forth from razor tool to pointer tool, and you'll see that a lot. So here we go.
And I guess the rest is history.
You can feel the excitement, lines forming, cups in hand, and that swirl of pineapple whip everyone's talking about. All right, we're going to cut that. Fairgoers. For fairgoers, it's more than a treat, it's a tradition. For fairgoers, it's more than a treat, it's a tradition. It's a tradition. Fairgoers. All right, we're going to use this one. So we're going to take that one out. Everyone's talking about. For fairgoers, it's more than a treat. So sometimes that happens. I don't know which button makes it do that, but my fingers click it all the time. I just Command Z to make it not do that. It's a tradition. It's a tradition. Boom. All right, and then we're going to leave the sign off until the end of this.
My grandpa started it in 1974. He was running concessions out of the fair where we are now, and was trying to come up with a different kind of dessert. So he came up with a recipe that we still use to this day, and I guess the rest is history. You can feel the excitement, lines forming, cups in hand, and that swirl of pineapple whip everyone's talking about. For fairgoers, it's more than a treat, it's a tradition. All right. So I said that I'm going to show you two different ways because for some reason, for some students, this doesn't work. I don't know what it is, but this just doesn't work. So I'm going to show you a second way that we can actually do this. If we click on voice memos, all right, and then let's open up our script here. We're going to put our script on one side and our voice memos on the other side. And we're going to click record. You can feel the excitement, lines forming, cups in hand, and that swirl of pineapple whip everyone's talking about. For fairgoers, it's more than a treat, it's a tradition. It's a tradition. This is Matthew Glover with TSZ News, signing off. All right, and now let's listen to that back. You can feel the excitement, lines forming, cups in hand, and that swirl of pineapple whip everyone's talking about. For fairgoers, it's more than a treat, it's a tradition. It's a tradition. This is Matthew Glover with TSZ News, signing off.
All right, we click done. And so now we have this recording right here. We can actually change the name by clicking on it. And let's do like a pineapple whip VO. All right, click off of it, and that's what it's going to save it as. Now we have to, this one we do have to finagle a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my Finder window. I'm going to go to my TSC drive, Matthew Glover. I'm going to show you why I'm doing this first. So if I click a voice, and there's no way, if I click on file, there's no way for me to like export this for some reason. There's just nothing there. If I right click on it, there's nothing that says like export or anything like that. Like I can share it as a in my mail or messages or something like that, but it's just so complicated. So what you do is you actually drag it out of here and put it wherever you want to. But as you can see, like it didn't add it to here. The reason is because it's not saved on the computer yet. So you have to go to your Finder window, TSC drive, go to your named folder, projects, Pineapple Whip. We're going to create a new folder just so it's easy to find this. We're going to call this VO for voiceover. And now let's drag it into there. Boom. All right. Now I can exit our voice recorder. Or voice memos. And now let's drag this into our project here. Again, to keep it nice and neat, I'm going to create a new bin number, and we're going to drag our voice stuff into that bin. All right, now we have our voiceover stuff there. And now I can drag this into my thing.
Feel the excitement. You can feel the excitement. Lines forming, cups in hand, and that swirl of Pineapple Whip everyone's talking about.
All right, so those are the two ways that you can record voiceover, okay? I want you to try to do it inside of Premiere first. And if that doesn't work, then you're going to try it with the voice memos. Now,
you can feel the excitement.
All right, so we're going to use this audio that we recorded in Premiere. And then what we're going to do is we're going to just add some B-roll and stuff on top of this. I'm not going to do that for you right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to have you guys, we're going to adjust this audio first.
I guess the rest is history.
Because see, his audio, if we look over here at our volume here, his audio is bouncing between 12 and 6.
You can feel the excitement. Lines forming, cups in hand.
And mine kind of goes above 6. So we're going to adjust it just a little bit. We're just going to tweak it just a little bit. I'm going to click on my audio here, and I'm going to actually highlight all three of these. And the way I did that was I just clicked off of this, like in this gray area, click and hold, and then it creates a box, and I can select multiple things with that box. I'm going to press the G button on my keyboard, and that's going to open up my audio gain. So this means I can adjust, I can increase the volume or decrease the volume of what I have selected. So I like to do this by 3 decibels, okay, and multiples of 3. So I'm going to go -3 because I'm going to take it down. I want it to be a little bit lower. I want it to feel the same level as what Zach's audio is. So I'm going to click OK. And then you can see my audio went down a little bit. So if I go, see how it went up, but if you look really closely, it goes back down. All right. So now let's listen to it.
And I guess the rest is history.
You can feel the excitement. Lines forming, cups in hand, and that's...
It's still a little bit too strong, so I'm going to do another -3. And as you see, this actually changes to 6. So it's adding on top of it. Okay? So if you take it down 3 and you do another 3, you're taking it down -6 decibels. You're adding on top of that.
I guess the rest is history.
You can feel the excitement. Lines forming, cups in hand, and that swirl of Pineapple Whip everyone's talking about. For fairgoers, it's more than a treat, it's a tradition.
Perfect. Okay, so now once you do that, I just want to see that you have this little voiceover there, and then you're going to Command-Shift-3, screenshot, and send this screenshot. So once you take a screenshot, you're going to upload this to lesson number 6. All right, in the next lesson, I'm going to show you guys how to add a lower third. All right, guys, I'll see you in that next lesson.